A chemical banned from children's toys just tested positive in diapers millions of American families use every single day. Tributyltin, volatile organic compounds, dioxin traces, and pesticide residues, all found pressed against newborn skin for up to 12 hours at a time. But rip open the wrong package, and what you're really putting on your baby is endocrine disruptors, microplastic-shedding superabsorbent polymers, and chlorine bleaching byproducts dressed up as hospital-grade comfort. If this is the brand you've trusted for 5, 10, 15 years, every diaper change has been layering those chemicals onto skin thinner than tissue paper and into the hands of every caregiver doing the changing. Today, we're breaking down 9 diaper brands that failed to protect your family, including 2 that market themselves as the clean alternative, plus the 2 brands that actually tested safe. Coming in at number 9, Bambo Nature. This is the diaper that costs more than every other brand on the shelf and wears its European certifications like a crown. Nordic Swan certified, EU Ecolabel approved, allergy tested, and dermatologically proven. Parents and grandparents pay $12 to $15 for a small pack because the packaging whispers purity, because the Danish design feels clinical and trustworthy, because surely a product stamped with 2 international eco certifications must be the cleanest option you can buy. Open the bag, feel the diaper. It's thin, almost papery, with a faint chemical sweetness that doesn't belong on something marketed as the purest option on the market. That smell alone should make you pause. Now here's what those fancy certifications don't tell you. Nordic Swan and EU Ecolabel are European standards. They don't align with US Consumer Product Safety Commission protocols. Different testing thresholds, different chemical allowances, different rules entirely. What passes inspection in Copenhagen can fail scrutiny in California, and American regulators had no say in what those certifications actually measure. American consumers have reported wildly inconsistent quality between batches. Diapers that feel different from one box to the next. Absorbency that works perfectly in one pack and fails completely in the next. Some batches arrive thinner than what customers ordered the previous month. More troubling, parents have reported allergic reactions that directly contradict the hypoallergenic claim printed on every package. Reactions ranging from mild redness to severe, weeping rashes that required medical treatment. For anyone on blood thinners or corticosteroids that thin the skin, or for families trusting these diapers on a newborn's most delicate areas, unverified allergen claims aren't just misleading. They're medically dangerous. Contact dermatitis from an unverified product can escalate fast when skin is already compromised by daily medication. A rash that would heal in 2 days on healthy skin can become an open wound on medicated skin. $15 a pack. That's the price of a promise Denmark made and America never verified. Premium price, foreign standards, zero American accountability. If the most expensive diaper on the shelf can't deliver what it promises, imagine what the budget brands are hiding. At number 8, Parents' Choice. Walmart's store brand. The one sitting on the shelf right next to Pampers and Huggies. $3 cheaper per pack, with packaging carefully designed to make you think you're getting the same product for less money. Millions of families grab this brand every week because Walmart's name feels like a guarantee. It isn't. Parents' Choice diapers have been linked to repeated consumer reports of severe rashes and complete skin breakdown, not mild redness, not typical newborn irritation. Parents have documented open sores, blistering, and raw bleeding skin on babies who wore these diapers for a single overnight stretch. One night, 8 hours. That's all it took for skin to break down completely. Here's what most people don't realize about store-brand diapers. Private label products face less individual regulatory scrutiny than name brands. Their ingredient sourcing is less transparent. Their manufacturing oversight is thinner. Nobody outside the supply chain knows exactly which factory made them, which supplier provided the absorbent core, or what chemicals were used in processing. Walmart doesn't manufacture these diapers. They contract them out to the lowest bidder and slap their label on the package. $3 cheaper. That's the price of transparency you'll never get. And it gets worse when you follow the supply chain. Walmart uses the same private label pipeline for its adult incontinence products. Same contractors, same opacity, same lack of disclosure. For anyone managing diabetes and using store-brand incontinence pads, or families trusting these diapers on a grandchild during weekend babysitting, skin infections from compromised barriers don't stay skin infections in older adults. A simple rash can escalate to cellulitis within days. Cellulitis can go systemic. A $3 saving can become a hospital admission. The budget brand promise is simple. Same quality, lower price. The reality is even simpler. Lower price, lower standards, and your family's skin absorbs the difference. Now, here's where it gets personal. Number 7. Honest Company Diapers. Jessica Alba's brand. The one built entirely on a celebrity mother's promise that every ingredient is safe, natural, and non-toxic. The brand that millennial parents chose because a famous face looked them in the eye on camera and said, "Trust me with your baby." In 2017, the Honest Company paid $1.55 million to settle a lawsuit. The allegation was devastating and specific. Products the company claimed were free of synthetic ingredients actually contained them. They said natural. The lab results said synthetic. They charged premium prices for purity they could not deliver. $1.55 million. That's what the lie cost the company. What it cost the families who trusted them is harder to calculate. Beyond the settlement, waves of consumer complaints have documented poor absorbency and severe allergic reactions. Diapers that leak through within an hour of being put on. Rashes that bloom angry and red after a single use. Products marketed as the gentle alternative that burn on contact with sensitive skin. Open a pack today. The design is beautiful. Soft watercolor patterns, muted earth tones, packaging that looks like it belongs in a boutique nursery on a lifestyle blog. That's the product experience they engineered. The diaper inside tells a different story entirely. For anyone with compromised kidney function managing their health through careful chemical avoidance, or for families who specifically switch to Honest Company to escape the chemicals lurking in conventional brands, trusting a misleading natural label doesn't reduce your toxic load. It hides it behind better aesthetics. Every undisclosed chemical your kidneys have to filter adds strain to organs that are already working overtime. Every false label delays the moment you find something genuinely safe. Jessica Alba's face on the box. Synthetic ingredients inside the diaper. $1.55 million says so. Think you've been making the smart choice by going green? Wait until you see what eco-friendly really means. Number 6. Seventh generation free and clear. The gold standard of plant-based diapering. The brand that environmentally conscious parents reach for without hesitation because the name alone sounds like generational responsibility. Chlorine-free processing. Fragrance-free design, free and clear of everything harmful. That's the pitch they've perfected over years of careful brand positioning. The reality leaks, literally. Seventh-generation diapers have been criticized repeatedly for one fundamental failure that undermines everything else they promise. They don't absorb well enough. When a diaper fails at absorption, every other claim becomes irrelevant because the single most important function of the product is compromised at the foundation. Poor absorbency means prolonged moisture contact with skin. Moisture sitting against delicate tissue for hours without being properly wicked away into the core. For a baby, that means painful, persistent diaper rash that returns every night. For a 50-plus adult using plant-based incontinence products from similar supply chains, or for grandparents changing diapers during long weekend babysitting shifts, extended moisture exposure on aging skin isn't mild discomfort. It's a medical event waiting to happen. Skin over 50 loses elasticity and barrier function with every passing year. Moisture breaks it down faster than younger skin can recover. Fungal infections colonize easier on compromised tissue. Pressure sores develop quicker and dig deeper into layers that won't regenerate. Diabetic skin heals at half the speed or slower. A diaper that can't absorb isn't eco-friendly. It's a petri dish wrapped in good intentions and sold at a premium. And there's another problem seventh generation doesn't discuss openly with the customers paying extra for their trust. Ingredient transparency. Despite the immaculate clean image they've cultivated, the company has faced scrutiny for vague disclosures that don't fully detail all processing chemicals used during manufacturing. Free and clear of what, exactly? They never publish the full list because the full list would raise questions the brand can't answer comfortably. You see the certification badge, you read the reassuring label, you assume everything is disclosed because why would a brand called seventh generation hide anything from you? A diaper that can't do its one job. That's not green, that's negligence with better marketing. If this helps you stay safer at the store, hit subscribe. It's free, and it means you'll never miss these exposés. The next brand on this list is one almost every new parent in America receives as a baby shower gift, and what testing found hiding inside should concern anyone who handles them daily. Number 5. Huggies Little Movers, the active baby diaper. Double grip strips for a secure, wiggle-proof fit. Designed for crawlers, walkers, runners, and climbers who won't sit still for a second. Huggies spent millions in advertising marketing. Little Movers as the ultimate performance diaper, the one engineered to keep up with your baby's busiest days. The performance doesn't hold up under scrutiny. Consumer complaints have flagged frequent blowouts and leaks that directly contradict every single advertising claim Huggies makes about this product. But blowouts are embarrassing. What testing found inside the material is genuinely dangerous. Trace amounts of tributyltin have been detected in some Huggies product lines. Tributyltin, commonly called TBT, is a toxic organotin compound that has no business being anywhere near human skin. It's classified as an immunotoxin. It interferes directly with immune function at the cellular level, disrupting the body's ability to fight infection and respond to threats. The European Union restricted TBT in consumer products years ago because the toxicological evidence was that clear and that damning. It disrupts immune response, impairs organ function, and accumulates in tissue over time without being flushed out. For adults over 50 whose immune systems are already in natural decline, or for anyone on immunosuppressive medications handling these diapers 6, 8, 10 times a day, repeated dermal exposure to even trace levels of an immunotoxin adds risk that nobody at Huggies warned you about. You didn't choose this chemical. You chose a diaper with grip strips and a picture of a happy toddler on the box. Double grip strips. Zero disclosure about what's gripping your baby from the inside. Drop a comment if you've used Little Movers on your grandkids. Let's see how many families trusted this brand without knowing. See the pattern forming? Budget brands cut corners. Celebrity brands sell images. Eco brands can't absorb. So where does that leave the hospital favorites, the ones nurses hand you the day your grandchild is born? Let's find out. Number 4. Huggies Little Snugglers. The hospital diaper. The one nurses slide onto your baby minutes after birth before you've even held them for the first time. Number 1 choice of hospitals across America. That endorsement carries enormous psychological weight. If trained medical professionals in a sterile hospital environment trust this diaper enough to put it on a newborn, surely it must be the safest, most rigorously tested option that exists. Except laboratory testing tells a starkly different story than the marketing. Testing organizations in France and consumer advocacy groups have detected traces of glyphosate and other pesticide residues in Huggies products. Glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup weed killer, the same chemical at the center of thousands of cancer lawsuits around the world, the same compound that has cost its manufacturer billions in jury verdicts, found in the diaper that hospitals choose for newborns in their very first hours of life outside the womb. Huggies has also faced lawsuits over misleading hypoallergenic claims printed prominently on their packaging. Hypoallergenic is supposed to mean less likely to cause allergic reactions than standard products. When your product tests positive for pesticide residues and triggers documented skin reactions in sensitive users, that word loses all credible meaning. It becomes marketing camouflage designed to suppress the very questions that would protect consumers. For 50-plus caregivers handling these diapers multiple times daily while watching grandchildren, or for anyone already managing reduced kidney and liver function through careful dietary and lifestyle choices, repeated dermal exposure to trace pesticide residues places additional toxic burden on organs already working harder due to age-related decline in filtration capacity. Your kidneys don't need more chemicals to filter. Your liver doesn't need more toxins to neutralize and expel. And Huggies never once told you those chemicals were present in the product you trusted above all others. The number 1 choice of hospitals. Glyphosate in the material. Hypoallergenic on the box. 3 lies for the price of 1 diaper. That was the brand hospitals recommend. Now here's the brand America actually buys the most. Number 3. Pampers Swaddlers. The single best-selling diaper in the entire United States. More American families buy Swaddlers than any other diaper on Earth. Endorsed by pediatricians across the country, trusted by 3 generations of parents, the automatic default choice on every baby registry in every store. That default contains fragrances, lotions, and dioxin traces. Independent laboratory analyses have confirmed their presence. Dioxins are byproducts of the chlorine bleaching process used to make those diapers look pristinely white and hygienically clean. Procter & Gamble, the parent company, has been pressured by advocacy groups to address dioxin contamination for years. They haven't done so fully, openly, or transparently. Here's what dioxins actually do to the human body. They're endocrine disruptors that interfere with hormone signaling. They bioaccumulate, meaning they don't leave your system once they enter. Every single exposure adds to the last one. They build up in fat tissue, in breast milk, in circulating blood. The World Health Organization classifies dioxins as a known human carcinogen. Known, not suspected, not under review, known. And traces are present in America's best-selling baby diaper. Smell a fresh Swaddlers diaper right out of the package. That faint powdery scent that parents associate with cleanliness and comfort, that's synthetic fragrance. Proprietary fragrance compounds engineered in a lab. Manufacturers aren't required to disclose what's in their fragrance formulas. Trade secret protection. You're pressing undisclosed chemical compounds against your baby's most sensitive and permeable skin for 8 to 12 hours straight. For seniors already managing thyroid conditions or hormone-sensitive diabetes, or for families where endocrine issues run across generations, even low-level dioxin exposure adds cumulative disruption to hormonal systems already under strain. America's #1 diaper. Known carcinogen traces inside. Endorsed by everyone. Questioned by no one. Until right now. We're not done. The #2 spot goes to a brand that literally calls itself Pure. #2, Pampers Pure, the clean label spin-off from the exact same company that puts dioxins in Swaddlers. Procter & Gamble saw the natural parenting movement gaining momentum and engineered a product specifically designed to capture those health-conscious dollars. Plant-based materials on the label, free from harsh chemicals in the marketing, pure protection across every advertisement. It even ships in muted earth tone packaging, carefully designed to whisper organic luxury without actually earning any organic certification whatsoever. Peel back the branding, and what you find is revealing. Pampers Pure still contains petrochemical-derived sodium polyacrylate, the exact same superabsorbent polymer found in every conventional diaper on the market. The same SAP that swells into gel when moisture hits it. The same material that has generated thousands upon thousands of consumer complaints documenting severe diaper rash and what parents describe as chemical burns on their babies. In 2019, a wave of consumer outrage forced public scrutiny of the brand's ingredient transparency after parents across the country documented blistering, weeping rashes on babies who wore Pure diapers for a single afternoon nap. 2 hours. Severe burns from a product with the word Pure stamped on every surface. For anyone managing sensitive skin conditions or relying on Pampers' adult incontinence product line built on the same polymer technology, or for families who specifically paid the premium because the word pure felt like a dermatological guarantee. SAP exposure on already compromised skin doesn't soothe inflammation. It mimics and actively worsens contact dermatitis, creating a cycle of irritation that patients and doctors struggle to break. You paid $3 more per pack for softer packaging colors. Inside, the same petrochemicals, the same polymer, the same documented burns. Pure profit for Procter & Gamble, not pure protection for your family. And now the brand sitting at the very bottom of this list. The one most budget-conscious families and grandparents grab without a second thought because the price tag feels impossible to argue with. #1, Luvs, the budget diaper king. The brand grandparents buy in bulk at the warehouse store because the price is right, and the commercials cheerfully promise that experienced moms choose Luvs. Affordable, reliable, good enough for a diaper that gets thrown away in hours. Independent testing paints a very different picture. Luvs diapers have shown higher levels of volatile organic compounds compared to every major competitor tested. Toluene, xylene. These are chemicals found in paint thinners, industrial adhesives, and manufacturing solvents. Found in measurable quantities in diapers pressed against your grandchild's skin 12 hours a night. VOCs don't just sit passively on the surface of a material, they off-gas continuously. They release chemical vapor into the surrounding air every minute they're exposed to warmth. Open a pack of Luvs in a closed room. That sharp chemical smell that hits you before your hand even reaches inside the bag. That's not factory freshness. That's volatile organic compounds releasing into the room where your baby sleeps, eats, and breathes. Consumer complaints about overpowering chemical odors and persistent skin reactions have accumulated for years without meaningful response from the manufacturer. Parents describe an unmistakable industrial tang that no amount of airing out ever fully eliminates from the product. For seniors caring for grandchildren who also manage COPD or chronic respiratory sensitivity, or for families using adult incontinence products from the same parent company's supply chain, prolonged skin contact with VOC-emitting materials worsens dermatitis, while the off-gassing aggravates airways already struggling to function. Every diaper change fills the nursery with compounds that belong in a ventilated factory, not beside a sleeping baby. $2 a pack. That's what your grandchild's lungs are worth to this brand. The cheapest diaper on the shelf and the most expensive mistake you'll make in the nursery. What's the worst diaper experience you've ever had? Drop it in the comments below. 9 brands exposed. From Bambo Nature's unverified European certifications to Luvs pumping volatile organic compounds into your baby's nursery air. From Honest Company's $1 million settlement to Pampers pressing dioxin traces against America's babies every single night. That's what's been touching your family's skin. But 2 brands prove it's still possible to diaper clean and safe. Real protection. No hidden chemicals, no misleading labels, no lies. Safe pick number 1. Diaper. This is the diaper that does what every other brand on this list only pretends to do. Responsibly sourced bamboo viscose forms the foundation. No chlorine bleaching, no lotions, no fragrances, no latex anywhere in the product. Open the pack and the difference is immediate. No chemical smell, no synthetic sweetness, no industrial tang, just the clean, neutral scent of unprocessed plant fiber. That absence of smell is the most important thing you'll notice because it signals the absence of everything those 9 brands were hiding behind perfume and marketing language. Diaper carries OECO-TEX Standard 100 certification. That means every single component of the diaper, every layer, every adhesive strip, every fiber in the core has been independently tested for over 300 harmful substances. Heavy metals, formaldehyde, pesticide residues, phthalates, all screened by a third-party lab with no financial relationship to the company. Not Diaper testing itself and issuing a press release, an independent institution verifying safety at every level. And Diaper goes further. They offer a composting program where you send used diapers back and they process them through industrial composting. That's not greenwashing. That's a company willing to take responsibility for the entire life cycle of what they sell. For adults over 50 managing medication sensitivities or declining kidney function, or for families handling dozens of diaper changes every week, this level of verified chemical absence matters deeply. Every substance your body doesn't have to process is strain. Your organs don't have to bear. Diaper costs more than Luvs. It costs less than treating contact dermatitis. Safe pick. Number 2. Coterie. If Diaper proves that clean diapering is achievable, Coterie proves that clean and high-performing aren't mutually exclusive. You don't have to sacrifice protection to avoid chemicals. Coterie engineered a proprietary absorbent core designed to pull moisture away from skin faster than any competitor on the market. That speed matters more than most people realize. Faster absorption means less time moisture sits against skin. Less moisture contact means fewer rashes, fewer infections, fewer chances for breakdown that turns a minor irritation into a medical visit. Consumer review organizations have conducted independent absorbency and dryness tests across major diaper brands, and Coterie consistently ranks first in every category tested. The brand publishes full ingredient transparency. Every component listed clearly, every material sourced and disclosed without exception. No proprietary fragrance blends concealing undisclosed compounds behind trade secret protections. No vague claims about plant-based materials that turn out to be petrochemical polymers with botanical marketing. The diapers have undergone independent dermatological testing by third-party laboratories with no financial stake in the results and no relationship to the brand. Feel a Coterie diaper between your fingers. The surface is smooth, almost cloth-like, noticeably different from the plasticky sheen of conventional brands. That texture difference is the chemical-free surface layer. No lotions coating the liner, no fragrances embedded in the material, just engineered performance without chemical shortcuts. For 50-plus caregivers spending hours each week changing grandchildren, or for families where skin sensitivity runs across generations, Coterie's superior absorbency directly reduces the risk of infections and skin breakdown that can escalate into serious medical events in older adults. 9 brands, 9 broken promises, 1 diaper bag that needs cleaning out tonight. Subscribe now, and if you're watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided again.